Neurodivergence explained in Minecraft, because this is a game that is very popular with people who describe themselves this way. But what is the most common neurodivergence? Well, as it turns out, if you read the symptoms for this perfectly lines up with a Minecraft villager, and so yay, autism representation in Minecraft, but it means instead of starting with the common neurodivergences, we have to start with these slightly more niche ones like evil autism, which is very real, you can trust me, it has a subreddit and a flag and everything, and this is a type of autism where maybe you start to take advantage of the fact that you have it to maybe do things like sell me a map, which you say will lead me to the greatest treasures I've ever seen. Oh, weird. That was not planned. I have no idea how the villager managed to do that. Maybe he really was evil. The point was meant to be that he was going to lead me somewhere because he wanted to take my stuff literally, although I guess if he did that, he'd be a kleptomaniac. Stockholm Syndrome is when you're imprisoned against your will, but it's actually by a really nice captor. Take these villagers, for example. They are living their best life. Look how happy they all are. They've got easy access to food, water, the best daylight that money can buy, and so really, this is much better for them than if they were free, which is why it's called Stockholm Syndrome. They're not free there, but they're happy. Post-traumatic stress disorder is like your brain throwing a surprise party, but the theme is worst moments ever, and it keeps playing the events on loop all of the time without your permission. This is often attributed to war veterans, rightly so, but it actually can be related to basically any trauma. Paranoid personality disorder. Have you ever felt like something is wrong and that the world is out to get you, but you just can't prove how? Well, you're probably right, and it actually is. This is why you should always be extra careful, and why you should make sure that you take extra caution in every part of your world and village. Otherwise, something bad might happen, you know?
Putting books into game to make more videos.
ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, is incredibly misleadingly named because about 20 to 30% of people with it don't have any hyperactivity. It's actually characterized by inattentiveness and or hyperactivity or impulsivity, but that doesn't mean you have to have both, and the most likely theory, the scientific consensus at least, is that the reason this develops is because of a maldevelopment in the brain in the regions responsible for human self-regulation. Sorry, I think I meant to be making a video here. I got distracted reading the Wikipedia article for ADHD. Did you know the main symptoms are meant to be emotional regulation issues, inhibition problems, and indeed poor time management? And these sound like things that are negative, but the actual reality is the village is much better off for it because lots of different projects were started, and although not all of them were finished, the end result is much better than a perfectly uniform, perfectly normal village, at least in my opinion.
For the entertainment of men, made for the entertainment of men.
Dyslexia was first identified in 1877 when it was coined word blindness, and this issue of spelling words is one of the most common ways that you can diagnose or indeed make fun of dyslexia, but the truth is that being dyslexic actually creates a different way of thinking, which causes many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs or creatives to be dyslexic. Having an entirely different thought pattern allows you to think much more laterally and allows you to do much more interesting things. These signs are ridiculous. What are we doing here? OCD is often made light of or compared to neat organization patterns, but it's like your brain running on a never-ending loop of are you sure? Whether it's checking the door, washing your hands, or organizing your stuff, you know things should be fine, but your mind's running like a glitchy app that just won't stop refreshing and telling you over and over again to check it to make sure that everything won't end. And you know, I feel you, buddy. I hope you feel nice and peaceful out here in the woods. Oh, it's the world that's glitchy, not your mind. Dyspraxia is when your brain gives your body directions, but it forgets to include a map and proper directions. You know exactly what you want to do, but the coordination is a bit more freestyle. It's like building this house wasn't clumsy, it was just a creative building decision. And that's like your entire life, I guess you could say. The one true thing about dyspraxia is there are always signs. Narcissistic personality disorder is what you would have to have if you were going to make so many insensitive jokes about real personality disorders and then end the video with a generic call to action and tell people to subscribe despite the very real lived experiences you've just traumatized them with. Wait. Evil autism. Oh man. When file lives Eugemons like lemonade. When file give I can't, I don't, this is